Hello, it's Teacher Pete with English Learning Space. Hello, everybody. Here's another live English lesson. Now, this lesson is really for advanced students because this lesson is about the TOEFL exam, the TOEFL test. Do you know the TOEFL? What is the TOEFL? Is it scary? A little bit. The TOEFL is the test of English as a foreign language. So basically, the TOEFL test is the test you take if English is not your first language and you want to go to American University. It's called a proficiency exam. It tests your level of English. Are you ready for American University? We'll see. Well, hi, Van Duk. Xin chao. Nice to see you again. Welcome. Van Duk, are you familiar with the TOEFL exam? Test of English as a foreign language? You usually need to take to get into American University. Hi, Van Duk. Of course, yes, you know TOEFL. Very common. Students know it. If you want to get into American University, you probably looked at this test. You would love to? Okay. Well, I'm sure Van Duk, you know that the TOEFL test has four parts. Four parts. There's a first reading test, then listening test, then speaking test. You must speak. And finally, a writing test. You must write 2 essays. This test, it's a long test. It takes three to 4 hours to finish this test. And it is very difficult. It's challenging because you have to be good at English, but also you must be good at university level English. The English that you find in most American universities at the freshman level, first year of university. Oh, so you're going to take the IELTS. Great. These two tests are very similar. Very similar. IELTS, of course, is more of the British version by Cambridge University. And TOEFL is more for North American, but they're both very good tests. And IELTS is an excellent test. Okay, so Van Duk, what do you want to do? Why do you want to take the IELTS test? And please let me know if anybody wants to share. Do you plan to take the TOEFL test? Do you plan to take the IELTS test? The TOEIC? There's a few others. Well, good luck with your IELTS, Van Duk. I hope you do well. Let me know if you have any questions that I can help with. Today we're going to do some TOEFL reading, but I think this exercise will be good for IELTS practice too, Van Duk. So hopefully this will be good for you. So today we will practice a reading section exercise from the TOEFL exam. We will just do 3 questions. But when you take the TOEFL, you have 3 long readings and 30 questions to answer about the readings. Today we'll read one short passage and answer 3 vocabulary questions. All of these questions will be vocabulary. And let me know if you have any questions. If you like this video, give us a like. Follow us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, share, comment, subscribe. Thanks, everybody. Okay, so let me share my screen now, and let's take a look at a short reading. Here we have on the right side a short reading about the medium of watercolor. Remember, this lesson today is advanced English, very high level English. So if you don't understand, that's okay. Please let me know if you have any questions, if I can clarify anything in the reading. Listen carefully as I read this passage, the medium of watercolors. Read along with me, and then we'll answer this question about luminosity. Here we go. The medium of watercolor. Watercolor is by reputation an amateur's, but is really a virtuoso's medium. The watercolors of Cézanne show how inflected dabs and broken washes of color can artfully set up a structure. Watercolor is the most light-filled of all ways of painting, but its luminosity depends on the white of the paper shining through the thin washes of pigment. The mobility, quickness, and transparency of watercolor make it an ideal means of catching the energies of both nature and the city. Watercolor allows for chance. Watercolor paintings of seas, skies, and forests are full of chance blots and free merging of color. On the other hand, watercolor is prone to disaster because one slip of the brush can turn a flowering meadow into a mud puddle. The medium demands an exacting precision of the hand and an eye that can quickly translate solid into fluid. Okay, I know, difficult English, very high level, advanced English. We just want to look at this one word right now, luminosity. On the left, we have this vocabulary question. The word luminosity in the passage is closest in meaning to what? Hey, Rat. Nice to see you, Rat. Welcome. Hi, Joom. Good morning, Joom. I feel like it has been a long time since I have seen you, Joom. Welcome. So, Rat and Joom, today we're doing a reading from the TOEFL test. So this is high level advanced English. Okay, but let's take a look at this word luminosity. Let me read the sentence. Luminosity. The word luminosity in the passage is closest in meaning to what? Beauty, visibility, color, or brightness. Let me read the sentence again. Right here we have this word. but it's luminosity. Watercolor is the most light-filled of all ways of painting, but its luminosity depends on the white of the paper shining through thin washes of pigment. What do you think luminosity means? Light filled, shining, white. What is luminosity? Is it beauty, visibility, color, or brightness? Well, the answer is brightness. Luminosity means brightness. How light, how much light is it? If it has a lot of light, we call it bright. And watercolor painting has a lot of brightness, also called luminosity. Luminosity, brightness. Okay, next we're going to take a look at another passage. It's the same reading about watercolor, but a different vocabulary word. Let's take a look at this. The second vocabulary word, mobility. So here's the same reading passage, the medium of watercolor, but now we have a different word here. The mobility, quickness, and transparency of watercolor make it an ideal means of catching the energies of both nature and the city. The word mobility in the passage is closest in meaning to what? Movement, strength, wetness, or brilliance. Mobility, a mobile phone. What does it mean to have a mobile phone? And you have mobility. I understand it's strange to think about mobility in a painting. So, mobility, it means movement. The ability to move. I think with a painting, the watercolors, it doesn't really move. It just, it looks like it moves. It feels in some way like it's moving. Okay, you guys are doing great. I know this is a difficult reading. This is advanced English for the TOEFL test, university level. Okay, the last reading, or it's the same reading, but I want to share the last question, another vocabulary question from this TOEFL reading. Okay, so we have the same passage, same reading, the medium of watercolor, but this next part here, hi crew. Crew, we're doing a difficult reading from the TOEFL exam. So trying to understand high level vocabulary. Let me know. Hello, crew mom. Let me know if you guys have any questions about anything. I'm happy to help. Our last TOEFL question for today is about prone to disaster. Here we have these three words together, prone to disaster. What does prone to disaster mean? The phrase prone to disaster in the passage means that watercolor is what? Is difficult for beginner painters? Or next, requires a special kind of brush? Next, easily results in mistakes? Or tends to be unpredictable? The phrase prone to disaster in this passage means that watercolor is what? Well, what is a disaster? Is disaster good or bad? Disaster is very bad. So the answer here is the third answer, easily results in mistakes. It is bad. Exactly. You know, crew, that disaster is bad, very bad. Well, this is the level of English in the TOEFL exam, the reading section. It's difficult. It's university level. Our next lesson will be back to more of the normal level of English for intermediate and beginners. So that, don't worry, we won't do only difficult advanced lessons. But if you do want more lessons about the TOEFL test, do you like this kind of lesson about TOEFL tests? Please let us know in the comments. You can tell us, I like more TOEFL, I want more TOEFL, or less TOEFL, no TOEFL. Let us know. Okay? So, thank you so much, everybody. Nice to spend some time with you. Good morning to most of you. It's nighttime for me. Good morning, everybody. I'll see you next time. This is Teacher Pete with English Learning Space. Bye, everybody.